In this episode, the Dudes rebrand.
Drop the
We're
just
the Dudes.
shit.
We're also talking about the 2022 film, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, introducing our new rating system, and I just watched the horror film It Follows, so we'll probably talk about that a little bit. It's time for the Dudes.
Dudes.
How's it going, man? How you doing?
Pretty good. Yourself?
You know, I had a pretty good week, man. Actually, this is the 7th podcast that I've been involved with in the last 24 hours. So I'm a workaholic, man. I can't get enough workahol. Workahol. So are you ready to talk about what I think is I've been calling it a meta masterpiece. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Nick Cage gets hired to go to a birthday party, ends up getting brought in by the CIA to try and bring down this drug lord or whatever, and it turns into like a comedic bromance for the ages. I thought this was a great movie. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I liked how he really leaned into I'm Nick Cage, and I've been selling my soul for the last few years to try to make some money because I'm broke, and I would do anything for $1, including go to a birthday party to this weird dude's mansion.
Yeah. So I like that they portray Javi, this evil drug lord that, you know, is supposed to be an evil drug lord, but turns out not to be, as this like endearing fan. He's like a really likable guy. I mean, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting one of these like, you know, like intimidating kind of characters that Nick Cage gets stuck on an island with. I wasn't like expecting the bromance. And you know, I thought it was a nice thing that he never turned evil, because like you kind of expect these days some kind of weird plot twist where he's like a double, you know, it turns out like, oh, he was evil the whole time, and then it ruins the whole thing. But they stuck with it, and they made his cousin the bad guy. I enjoyed the meta-ness of this movie. I like how they made fun of how much Nick Cage works, and like kind of how he takes any role he can get. He's like, I have to feed my family, man. And there's this whole thing about like, are you a movie star or are you an actor, right?
Right. So, you know, I think what really makes this bromance work is they both have something very important in common, and that is a undying love for Nick Cage.
Nick fucking woo yeah Cage. That was the greatest line of the whole thing. Yeah.
Like, you know, so like, and you know, the Nick Cage thing really spills over into his personal life. You know, his love for himself kills his family relationships, his daughter relationship. You know, it's just, he very much has to kind of come to terms with, you know, Nick Cage is a character, not the person. So, and he kind of does that towards the end until they recast his family in another movie.
Yeah. I have so many favorite scenes about this movie, and we'll unveil a new ranking system that we're breaking out for this movie that we'll have going forward later on in the show. But when they're tripping balls and like they think that little 5-foot high rock wall was like this, you know, cliff that if you fall off it, you're going to die. Like he's looking at those two people trying to discern if they're laughing. Are they
looking at me?
And he starts laughing his ass off. The museum, when they go to the Nick Cage museum, like the guys, it's not really a museum, it's the guy's collection. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he's looking at all the stuff and he sees I guess it's like a mannequin, like a wax statue. Yeah. Was that Face Off? I think it was Face Off.
Yeah.
With the two
and
golden guns.
Buy it. He's like, no, it's not for sale.
Yeah. He says, it's grotesque. How much you pay for it? $6,000. I'll give you 20. And that's kind of making fun of like how he overbid for all this like random memorabilia. Mm-hmm. You remember the T-Rex thing? Did you ever hear that story? No. So if you're unfamiliar with the story, audience, here, you can take it away.
No, you go ahead.
So apparently Nick Cage bought this T-Rex bone that you're not allowed to buy from a museum, and he had to give it back. And he paid like $800,000 for it, and he never got the money back. Like he never got recouped the money. I don't know if it was just some loophole. They didn't have to pay him back or whatever, but he basically paid like a lot of money for this thing that he didn't even get to keep.
It was like an NFT.
Yeah. I love the younger version of Nick Cage, the de-aged version. I don't know if that was just makeup or if it was one of those filters like in The Irishman, What do you think?
Yeah, I felt like it was filter. It didn't feel like makeup. But yeah, it's like his evil conscience, like the look out for yourself conscience.
Yeah, I don't know if it was more his conscience, but more ego. Like it was his ego.
It was something telling him to like look out for number one, dude. Don't go save your family, save your
Yeah.
career.
You're a movie star. You know, you're not an actor. You're a movie star. Yeah, the cinematography was amazing. Like this, like the scene. I guess it was it Spain? Is that? I don't think I was ever clear on where
Oh,
it was filmed. It
I
was
don't know
some
where it was.
exotic.
Real nice place though.
Yeah, beautiful cinematography, beautiful camera escapes. Did you just see this movie recently?
Yes. Yeah, I
So
saw it like last week.
I watched it in theaters when it first came out. It was one of those movies I loved it, and so I pre-ordered it, like the digital version. Paid full price, like $25 for the digital copy, and now it's on like 5 platforms. And I hadn't rewatched it again until a couple of days ago. But
You're
yeah,
part
I
of the
did.
problem, Derek.
I am part of the problem. No, I like to own the streaming, and like we have 5 or 6 people, family members or whatever, that have access to our streaming library on Vudu. Now it's Fandango or whatever. I think you have it now too. And we just like to have all the newest movies so people can check them out. That way people don't have to spend their cash. I'm going to get it anyway, so
Yeah, yeah.
kind of my little give back to the world. I thought the Paddington 2 running joke was funny. I kind of got to
Yeah.
see it now. I have not seen it. I've not seen Paddington 1 either.
I have not either.
I like how they leaned into all the internet versions of Nick Cage. Like there's all these references that are in like the memosphere of Nick Cage. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was almost as if the internet version of Nick Cage was brought to screen,
Yeah, the whole like Con Air, put the bunny down, and
Yeah, put
he
the bunny down.
he didn't run from that stuff, right? He's embracing it, which is good because a lot of guys will be like, no, that's not me. That was 10 years ago. Like, no, that's you. It's who you are.
What about the Nick Cage and Nick Cage makeout session?
I mean, I was into it.
I don't know if that won Best Kiss on the MTV Movie Awards, but it had to. It had to.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, definitely solid scene there.
I thought the weakest part of the movie was when it actually became like an action film in the last third
Yeah.
act. I enjoy Nick Cage's acting so much. And the other, his name slips my mind. The guy who plays Javi,
Pedro
yeah,
Pascal.
Pedro Pascal. He was amazing, and I just enjoyed the bromance aspect of it so much. I love bromance movies like Dumb and Dumber or In Bruges or Step Brothers. Those are all like Wedding Crashers. Like this is up there in that pantheon of great bromance movies to me.
Yeah, definitely very, very solid in terms of the bromance stuff. But yeah, the action scenes, I think part of it was you had Nick Cage playing himself, and he's kind of bumbling and kind of obviously an actor. And then all of a sudden he's a badass. It's like,
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of cool, but no, I don't believe it. It's kind of suspension of disbelief is a little hard there.
So do we want to go to the Deuterino ranking system? Do we want to break that out before we move on to some other topics?
Yeah, man, whip it out. The ranking system, that is.
All right, I'm going to let you go first, man. What's your ranking?
I gave it a solid 3.5 Deuterinos out of 5.
3.5 dudes out of 5. I went a little bit higher. I gave it 4 out of 5 dudes, which for the mathematically inclined, that's like an 80% on Rotten Tomatoes. 8 out of 10. I could have lived without the action in the third act. I guess you need it though, but I could have lived without the storyline with his family and the CIA stuff. Like to me, that all seemed like extra that they didn't need. If they left that out and it was just a straight up bromance, like the guy goes to a gets invited to a birthday party. Here's how I would have written it: Nick Cage needs money. Maybe they bring back the Tyrannosaurus Rex story, and he goes to this birthday party for money, and it turns into a bromance, and he keeps trying to get him to read the script or whatever, and then when it's over, you realize that it was Nick Cage reading the script the entire time. That's how I would have done.
That's good. You could have also gone the Buffalo Bill angle where the guy's got him in a pit until
Yeah.
he reads the script.
It puts the lotion on skin or it gets the hose again.
I think
But,
the CIA agents were wasted. Like they were just, I don't even know why they were there. Like they were completely useless. Like Tiffany Haddish is a great actress, and I forget the other comedian's name. Was it Dak Shepard? Who was the other guy?
No,
He's
I forget the guy's name. I'm not so bad with actors.
he's a face. He's a face. So yeah, they were just like there. Like okay, why are you there? And then all of a sudden they're not. It's like they completely just were like eliminated out of the whole movie without any sort of fanfare. It's like, come on, man. Like why were they there to begin with? Like it was like plot fodder.
There was Neil Patrick Harris. There was
Yeah,
let's see,
he should have gotten more time, Neil Patrick Harris.
Jacob Scipio. No, that's not him. I'm trying to find Ike Barnholtz. Is that his name?
That might be it. That might be
Ike Barinholtz. Yeah.
Yeah,
No wonder I couldn't remember his name. I've never heard it before in my life.
Yeah.
To me,
I always see other stuff. Yeah.
I always think of him as like the guy who kind of looks like a Wahlberg, but he's not. Did you ever eat
like
at Wahlburgers, by the way?
I did not. I did not.
There was one in our town for a brief period of time. It's closed now, but
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Like I was expecting it to be overrated, just like burger or whatever, but it was really, really fucking delicious.
Have you ever been to Bad Daddy Burger Bar?
No, never heard of it.
That's good.
What's great about it?
The burgers are delicious. They've got great fries, just solid overall, and they're not too expensive.
So I got to tell you about this other movie I watched. Have you ever seen It Follows?
I have not.
All right, so this is one that you got to watch. We probably won't do a podcast on it because we're doing it now. But I was randomly watching this interview with Jordan Peele, and he's one of my favorite new horror directors. Where it was a podcast or whatever. And I was thinking, there's not a lot of great horror movies in recent years. Like Get Out was great. I thought Nope was pretty good, but pretty much Jordan Peele's the best guy working. And he said that there were a couple of movies that he was a big fan of that in the horror genre, and one of them was It Follows. And I was like, what is It Follows? That sounds interesting. So I turned it on as a blind watch, which is always super fun. I have no idea what it's about. And it's just moderate spoilers. It's about this girl. She has sex with this guy, and then the guy says, "Hey, I just tricked you into having sex with me because there's this being that follows you, and will kill you. And the only way to get rid of it is by having sex with someone." And then it pushes it onto them. And so the whole movie is basically a metaphor for an STD, basically. Mm-hmm. And it's like this being can take the shape of people of random, scary, menacing looking figures. And it's like a constant chase movie. I love chase scenes and chase movie. And it's almost like Jason Voorhees, where he's nice and slow and whatever, but it's everybody's running full speed. I thought it was one of the most original concepts. It was acted wonderfully. The mood was amazing, and you've got to put that on the top of your list for if you next time you're in a horror mood and you don't know what to watch, check that out.
It feels like that could have been a really short movie. Right?
It was like an hour and 25 minutes.
No, man, it could have been 5 minutes. It
really could have been.
This thing's gonna follow me and kill me. But what happens after that? Oh, he's gone. Okay, cool. We're over. We're done. Right.
Yeah. So
the end.
The only unbelievable part was it was this really hot girl was the main character, and all she has to do to solve this problem is sleep with somebody, and go to the other side of the world to do it. She could have gotten on a plane and gone to, I don't know, any country in the world and slept with the first guy she met at the airport, and the problem's over because this thing has to now cross the ocean or whatever.
But isn't that how Planet of the Apes started?
Yeah. I think you're thinking of Contagion.
Yeah, something like that.
Contagion, man. That's one of those movies that hit a little close to home a couple years ago. Did you ever check that out? 12 Monkeys. Yeah, I just recently rewatched that. I didn't dig 12 Monkeys that much. To me, it was kind of weird. I know. It was everybody fucking mocks me when I say it. I didn't dig it. I thought the acting performances were good, but the story was weird. I just couldn't.
I love how it's a continuous loop. Basically, you watch it, and at the end, you're basically at the beginning again. And it's you could just keep rewatching it, and it would just be the same cycle over and over again.
Yeah. So what else you been watching this week?
I started watching the Conan travel show on Max. Have you seen this?
Conan Must Go. Yeah, I'm the one who told you about it.
Hilarious,
right? Which ones did you watch?
So funny. We watched them all. We've seen them all. They kind of trailed off towards the end, but the first three were just magnificent, fantastic.
Yeah, I like the one where he goes to, I think it was Ireland, right? And he's trying to learn the lingo and stuff, and then he does a rock band guest song, guest verse, and just like kind of improvises it and gets it put on the radio. Yeah, Conan's one of a kind, man. I'm trying to think, what else have I been watching this week? Oh, did you ever watch Baby Reindeer? Did you get any further into that?
No, we took a look at the trailer, and wife was like, "Nope." So I'll be watching it on my own.
Oh man, she's noping out of like a really, really solid.
I think she didn't like the whole stalker aspect of it, but
that's the whole point of it. It's it's supposed to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. It's a true story.
Yeah,
true story.
I'll be definitely checking it out though.
We got the Beetlejuice 2 trailer again, like the second one. The first one came out like a month ago as a teaser, and then the new trailer, it didn't look as good.
No, I'm not having high hopes for it, but I will still see it because I love Beetlejuice.
Yeah, first in line. We got tickets, and we're gonna have to podcast on this for Wolverine and Deadpool. Comes out in July.
Or as you mistyped, Dead Poop.
Dead Poop. I think that's a missed opportunity on their marketing campaign.
Yeah.
All right. So what else? What's our next?
Furiosa.
Oh yeah, Mad Max Furiosa. We got to do that one too. I think that comes out soon. It's tough for me to get away right now.
Yeah.
I watched the original Mad Max not too long ago, and I watched it in 3D on the Apple Vision, and it was like one of the most unique experiences I've ever had.
Well, this is Fury Road, not the original. Not the
yeah, Fury Road, the original of the remakes. Mm-hmm. So, but I thought it was pretty sick. So what's next for us? What's our next? We should probably do something topical, like, because people like new stuff. What's a new flick we should watch?
Well, I mean, Furiosa, of course. That's potentially a thing. I don't know. What are you thinking?
I kind of want to get something summery, some like summer blockbuster type. What are some summer blockbusters coming this year? Is it just Mad Max?
I mean, there's Mad Max. There's Deadpool, Wolverine.
That's still a couple months away.
Yeah, it's summer though.
New movies coming soon. I'm going to Rotten Tomatoes right now. Right. So we've got. Let's see. The Crow is apparently re-releasing. I guess it might be the original. I don't know. Yeah, it's got Brandon Lee. So I never saw that.
They're doing a remake with Skarsgård. Which, whatever.
I don't know. The movies that come out this summer just don't look that. I mean, Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Were you a fan of the Bad Boys movies?
I get into those. No.
I never really. Oh, there's a Beverly Hills Cop movie coming out with Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy used to be my neighbor. He used to live behind me in New York.
Oh yeah, oh nice. There's a new Rock movie coming out where he's playing an MMA fighter. Apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
The Rock, like The Rock, like
The Rock.
Take this chair, turn it counterclockwise, and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Can you feel what the Rock is cooking?
That's the worst. That was the worst impression I've ever heard in my life.
I'm not trying to impress anybody, Derek.
I am. I want him to subscribe. Damn it. I don't see anything that looks that great. So maybe we should do another classic. What's on your list for shit that I need to watch?
Well, you already poo-pooed my Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. Oh man,
yeah, it sucked. I didn't like it.
I hate you. Yeah, I don't know. Let's convene. Let's.
It'll be a surprise. Tune in next week. We'll have a surprise
mystery, or we could just do the Baby Reindeer.
We can do Baby Reindeer. If you finish it off, yeah, we can do Baby Reindeer. Let's do that. Let's do Baby Reindeer. All right.
Baby Reindeer.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Baby Reindeer, dear, dear, dear. Baby Reindeer, dear, dear. Okay.
All right. So subscribe to the channel. Subscribe on all your podcast platforms. We rebranded. We're just the Dudes now, and that's the name of the YouTube channel and all that stuff. Just the Dudes. What do you think of the rebrand, man?
I like it. It's simple.
I'm amazed it was available.
Weird. Totally weird. Like, how do you not have the Dudes already?
Well, they do now.
Unless it's like cursed. Maybe it's like cursed and like anyone that has the Dudes is not going to be stalked by something that's going to try to have sex.
Malevolent force.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you tuning in. Go check out The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent if you have not seen it. He's Justin. I'm Derek. We're the Dudes.
The Dudes would like to thank you for watching and remind you that if you've made it this far, you should probably just go ahead and subscribe. Let us know what movies, shows, or topics you'd like to hear the dudes discuss on a future podcast. We'll see you next time.